So I'm here to record my process of color grading again. But this time around I'm using a headshot. That's like trying to get a good skin tone for a dark skin model. So I shot these pictures with a Canon camera 6D, US 6D, and I used my color temperature of 4800, and also the color profile is on neutral, so that means it doesn't have a color. So this is basically the color grade I just did. But then I'm just trying to recreate this color grade, so I'm going to reset my whole process and start from the beginning. So first of all, I'm just going to adjust my lights. Exposure, I'll dial down exposure a little. Then I'll add a little bit contrast because our skin is having no colors. Then brightness, there's no need. Saturation a little. Then highlights, I don't think there's need of highlights. Shadows, I need to get the hair to be dark enough, so I'm just going to add up my shadows. And here we go, we're getting there. Yep. So I think we're done with the shadows. So go to our levels. And the level is like more of separation of shadows and highlight. So if I want to pop out this highlight on our forehead to be obvious, then I can use these levels in which I use this panel to drag, and you can see the highlights popping out and the picture is not looking flat anymore. And also when I go to my Luma curve, the Luma curve is almost same thing like curves on Lightroom. This is actually capture one, but I'm sure if you watch the video you still understand. Just try and use capture one to show you how it works too on colors, but it's the same thing with Camera Raw and Lightroom. So Luma curves is for separation of highlights, and shadows. As you can see, it's giving me a good contrast, but I don't want it too much because it's going to be dark. I don't want it to be dark so that I can miss some details. So it is good. And so we go to the color aspects. Here we have advanced, we have skin tone. There is an effect called skin tone where you can select a particular skin color and work on it. But then with subsequent time we'll talk about that. So basically we have been using this basic color panel, which I'm going to work on the skin now. So I think it's a bit saturated, so I'm going to drop down the saturation. Then this luminance, luminance, that's HSL. The HSL I give you, I think, a theory. The luminance here is called lightness. So luminance is like the lightness or darkness of a color. So when I drop down the lightness, that's the luminance. In Lightroom we call it luminance. It's getting a darker skin tone, which I think I'm loving it. So this is it. But then I don't want it to fade. So I don't want to do too much. So basically there's the colors I'm touching because there's not much to do here. So that's how to get a dark skin tone. You use to get the dark skin tone. You can see the before and after. To get the dark skin tone, on your color grading, that's on your converting before you go to Photoshop. So when I'm done with this, when I go for my frequency separation, I'll definitely use Photoshop to achieve the rest of the skin tones which you like. So I think with time we're having, we'll be making videos of it too. So just trying to see what I can do on these reds. I also don't want pictures to be saturated, so I'm going to dial it down a little. Okay, and this is it. I like this. So I think this color, I'm going to drop down the greens, which is the background. I think this color is looking way too good. You can use it for the rest of the pictures.